Right, so it's about damn time. We're finally getting the news that we've all been waiting for. Johnny Somali is going to prison. Yes, that's right. After a whole legal saga regarding his vile behaviour, not just in South Korea, but all over the world at this point, he has now been sentenced to serve time in a Labour prison. Which, when you look back at all the stupid shit that he has done, I think that is completely justified. You'll probably remember he got arrested following a whole string of incidents, including causing disturbances inside a 7-Eleven, disrupting a bus, and more notably blasting North Korean propaganda. And then during his first court appearance, he showed up late after a stream where he got piss drunk, he was hungover, and was wearing a MAGA hat that he was repeatedly told to take off, and he just kept putting it back on. He just didn't make a good case for himself, and yeah, this guy is the epitome of a degenerate loser, just grade A scum that only cares about internet updates and views, which I could kind of understand if he actually had an audience that liked him. But for the most part, people would just egg him on because they saw how self-destructive he was and how much he craves attention, therefore just putting himself in situations that has now led him to this moment. Throughout this whole thing, he has just continued to try and play dumb to everything. He said in his apology, "I did some foolish things under the influence of alcohol, and I realised the consequences. I severely apologise for this. Having been born and raised in the United States, I did not realise how serious the consequences of these actions, which would not be illegal in the United States, could be in Korea." Going on like he had no idea what he was doing would be illegal in Korea. It's not the first time he has apologised and tried to pull the wool over our eyes, but after 6 months of what I hope is back-breaking labour, I'm talking shackled ankles, lifting heavy boulders on his back and carrying them miles type of work, you would imagine that he will finally disappear from the internet, having learned harsh lessons while serving his time behind bars. But honestly, I highly fucking doubt it. There's more chance of me growing another 2 foot and becoming an all-star NBA player. Within weeks, hell, even days of his release, I can guarantee Johnny Somali will pop his vile little self out of the gulag and immediately chart course for whichever unfortunate nation he plans on terrorising next. And then this is just something we've seen way too often now. It was only recently that Vitaly, that attention-seeking leech, was released from a prison in the Philippines where it was actually starting to look very likely that he could spend a very long time there. But they unfortunately took the coward's way out and pawned him off to Russia, where he was now essentially a free man, and he returned to the US not long after to carry on his tirade of idiocy. It's a never-ending loop that continues on itself, and honestly, I don't see any signs of it stopping. God help us all. But to me, this is a pretty good step in the right direction. Things like this have to be done now to people like this that think it's okay to just go around and terrorise anyone, anywhere, whenever they like. Yeah, it's a good step in the right direction, but unfortunately it took too long for us to get here. Hopefully other nations take notice and maybe think the same way in the future. And yeah, I just wanted to talk about that for a bit. Johnny Somali, you're a fucking moron, and I hope you rot in there for the time that you're in there. I hope you have an awful, awful time in there. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next one.